السلام عليكم، كيف حالك؟ كيفكم؟ شلونك؟ مرحبا، konnichiwa, ni hao, namaste, privyet, bonjour, buongiorno, saludos, hola, dag, haj, barev, yak shemash. Je suis Anna Alex. I am the CEO of Orca Oshi Capital Management. Shout out to my partner Ronnie, BTS, and an electronic dance music DJ. Now, just a caveat. Many of you, I am flattered, humbled, deer in headlights, honored, reached out and said, we enjoy watching your finance videos. Can you have a setup, a structure? So I'm testing things before I go on a rant. And because I do have such pervasive ADHD, je suis désolée, Ana Moreira, Ana Moshaba, I decided to just highlight in my other phone, not cheat notes as we see all of these other economists do read from a teleprompter, but just this so I remember, because I don't want that. And I am flattered by the amount of men who said, I'd like to take notations, and your brain is like a fucking grasshopper, Alex. So let's consolidate it and let's jump right into it. 1.5 trillion yuan digitally and equivalent to the dollar was in circulation by 2022. And this is China we're speaking of, right? They've also integrated a blockchain feature with their digital yuan. Remember, they've got 8 years ahead of us due to the de-dollarization project. And we need to be looking into this, especially with China and the BRICS nation, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Speaking of India, Al-Sisi from Egypt will be going to India, I believe tomorrow, could be mistaken. I believe the Fed Reserve will be hiking rates tomorrow, 0.25, personal opinion, projection. Let me know what you all think about Jerome Powell and how the Fed has gone about handling the inflation that was never transitory. Nonetheless, let's just get back to the script I wrote. Okay, here we go. Perfect. I remember seeing this headline. So Russia and Iran, gold-backed stablecoin. And at first, it hits you. Oh my gosh. Until you realize a gold-backed stablecoin. Wait, they've been trading in gold. Russia, Iran, they've been using gold. So is this a red herring from what I conjure to be a possible China-Taiwan war? Now, what kind? I don't know. Semiconductor involvement? Oh, hell yeah. Look at the Ukraine semiconductor gases. I mean, these semiconductors are involved in essentially everything we do. And US waging chip war on China, or tech war, is not exactly a winning policy at this current moment in time. Personal, hypothetical opinion, because emerging markets are something I'm very into, and I'm seeing the dollar become less and less around the globe with central bank digital currencies, the IMF having 5 identified as 1, the yen, the yuan, the pound, the euro, and the dollar. It's a central bank digital currency race. And may the best man win, or woman, but we need to go ahead and get ahead of the game. And so Russia refusing to cooperate with the United States about nukes. But let's talk about China and Taiwan and a potential war. See, China's stockpiled so much from grain to raw materials to minerals to even oil. They did it last year. And I kept asking people, why'd they stockpile the world's wheat supply? Oh, hungry. Okay. So we're almost using Russia to deflect from the existential threat that the modern day Mao is posturing himself to become. I find it dangerous personally, but what can I say? Now, Ana Makarabi, but Mana Asalam Al Kil. I love the Middle East. As an Israeli that's making Aliyah, I cannot wait to work in the Middle East. Blockchain tech, 40% of blockchain tech startups in Israel are successful, and just the technological advancements, thanks to the Abraham Accords, are extraordinary, and I'm so excited. But with that said, USA technology, we're laying people off. So as we lay people off, more innovation is happening overseas, in my personal, well-researched opinion. And so dollar homogeny, I think, is going to be something of great discussion. I am a big believer in alternative assets. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. Things that can appreciate in value. And that, by the way, as someone in the digital asset management space who's been there, who I conjure the future face of a crypto exchange should be moi, yours truly, female. Some of you have actually stamped the approval of that, hypothetically, allegedly, but nonetheless, because these men, let's just be real, don't know what the fuck they're doing, especially as CEOs, especially in group chats as CEOs. Hello, that capitalism, free market competition, and then group chat of crypto exchange owners. Ew, can we all agree? Ew. No, thank you. But back to tangible, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. If you know how to code API with mnemonic seeding in relation to your cryptocurrency, more than likely you're going to be okay, as long as you can make sure that it doesn't hit the internet. And let's keep going. Okay, the metric gold I've spoken about. Like I said, I've got my little thing right here. So we're just testing this. So there we go, my favorite, the American economy. Steve Jobs to no jobs. We had 186,000 file first-time jobless claims last week. Granted, there were massive layoffs in tech. And who was the politician, remind me, that told people, coal miners particularly, learn how to code? Well, that wouldn't work so well based on the massive tech layoffs. Now, there are 10 companies that are not laying people off. However, if they'd learned how to code, they potentially could have just been laid off, which would not help at all. But I was looking at auto loan, and auto loan delinquencies are worse than they were in 2009. And I said, you know what? I wonder, and credit card data is over 930 billion, right? With the average American holding 5. And we have a population of 325 million. So I was thinking, you know what? I wonder if they're collateralized debt obligation, credit card debt, or auto loan. Surely not. There's subprime lending auto loans too, which is just pew. But sure enough, Alex does her deep dives. You're damn right. We've got collateralized debt obligations from auto loans to credit card debt. So student loans, credit card debt, auto loans, basically. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz, and we're about to have one hell of an awakening because we are already in a recession. 41% of Americans could not, small business owners, could not afford to pay their rent last month. Yikes. 67% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Yikes. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, 1 in 5 mortgages are alternative lending. I have said this and said it. I don't know how many more times I'll have to say it. Subprime lending has come in the form of Freddie and Fannie. When you are putting 3 to 4% down on a 400,000 plus home, you're putting about 15,000 down. Gas is going back up. The average is about $3.51. You have a mortgage right now of 6%. That's if you have perfect credit. Keyword if. And if you don't, your cactus fucked. And what happened to the people that are already now bottom up? Or is that the proper terminology? I don't know. AKA, their home is worth less. I don't want to call your home worthless, but worth less than what you paid for it. I don't want to be condescending. That's never my goal, unless it is my goal, and then usually you can see it, but I never want to rip at anybody for making a poor decision, because God only knows how many I've made. Fortunately, I've learned from my peers' mistakes in relation to finance, but personal life, etc. Non ne parle fils innocent, esprit pour moi. Let's talk about Venezuela. Se dale eres les calientes latinas. Venezuela, first off, can we argue some of the most beautiful women in the world coming from there? But Chevron, which, by the way, people that don't know this, Venezuela was one of the best and biggest and most important oil dealings with the United States. So aside from Aramco, you have Venezuela with Chevron. So Chevron, fun fact, you have the Rockefeller Trust, Standard Oil, turning to Chevron. Well, Chevron is now able to go into Venezuela, and by all means, thank the Lord for that, Alhamdulillah, and Oreos, which, in my personal opinion, sanctions the argument of sanctions should end at the fact Nestle could not manufacture Oreos. No one should ever have to go without Oreos. Changed my mind. And let's see. Oh yeah, one of the largest gold mines in Venezuela. We don't want Venezuela to join BRICS, okay? Because if you think about it, if Saudi joins BRICS and they're entertaining the idea of using a different form of a petrodollar, maybe to the yuan, etc., they're fine with different currencies, and alternative currencies with the de-dollarization project are very, very real. We need to hone into that and look and say, gosh, what can we do to repair our relations in the Middle East so we can thrive? And let's make sure that Venezuela doesn't join BRICS for several reasons. Let's talk about a terror threat. The Triple Frontier, Paraguay, Argentina, Brazil, those are Hezbollah sleeper cells. Fact check the out of me. And then, okay, yay, I nailed it. We did it. So I appreciate all of you who said, Alex, can you just do a little bit of a script where I'm looking emerging markets, alternative currencies being built, technological building. I love cloud computing. Alex's Life in the Cloud, I think, would be the title of my book if I wrote one about my personal life, even financially. And truly, arbitrage. Hypothetically, allegedly. Triangular arbitrage. I would say get ready. It's going to be very volatile. And this is a sucker's rally. And for those piss poor portfolio managers on Wall Street, shame on you. I had someone call me and say, Alex, Bed Bath & Beyond stock's up 13%. I said, that's because you have these people planning to go against the hedge funds and short squeeze. But basically, your portfolio manager just allowed you to do that without any type of hypothetical, alleged conversation that you could Google yourself. And I'm not giving any financial advice. I'm saying if you are a portfolio manager, appreciate your damn job or get fired or just leave, because these are good, hardworking people who deserve time, attention, and more or less common sense, especially the ones who are sentient. So I look forward to commodities. I do believe we're going to see oil go back up. Thoughts, opinions, leave them in the C section below. Let me know if you like the setup, if you like the vibe. I do think working off of a small script where I can then knowledge blast is something exciting. South America has got a lot of depth. I could almost do a whole nother YouTube on that, but I just wanted to get on and give some of my analytics. And I want to know, how often do we want this? Because some of you have given me, Alex, why don't you do this more? Why don't you do this many days or this many days? Because I want to be factually correct. And again, I think I said 0.25 tomorrow. That's my prediction. I could always be wrong, but I'd like to be the first female monetarist to predict a cyclical rate hike into a recession, depression. I think we're already in that recession, but Ana habek te amo, bisu besi bachi. I've missed you all. And thank you. Thank you to every one of the most incredible men I've ever met, just loving on me and teaching me and really, really challenging my worldview or growing my worldview and the appreciation of it. I couldn't be more gracious, and I look forward to feedback. And trolls, do your thing, because there is a lot to make fun of.